Now, there's going to be times when you're supposed to take your equation in either the vertex form or the intercept form and put it back into the standard form. Now, this is really easy to do if we just remember our favorite kind of distributing, which is the FOIL method. So we're going to start with this first one. This is in vertex form, but they want it in standard form, so we need to break it out so it's in ax squared plus bx plus c. The first thing we should do is multiply it out as big as we can. We notice that we have 3 times x minus 2 squared plus 1. Now this x minus 2 squared is really x minus 2 times x minus 2. So let's write it that way. So we have y equals 3 times x minus 2 times x minus 2, all of that plus 1. Now, the easiest way for us to attack this is to go in and do the x minus 2 times x minus 2, and we're going to use the FOIL method. Now, I'm sure you all remember it, but we're just going to go over it one more time to be sure. The FOIL method is first terms, outside terms, inside terms, last terms. I'm going to do them all in different colors so that you can see exactly what I'm doing. So, we have our first terms for FOIL, which will be our x times our x. So that becomes x squared. Then we're going to add our outside terms. X times negative 2. So that'll be negative 2x. Then we're going to go with our inside terms, which is going to be negative 2 times x, which would be negative 2x. And then finally, we go to our last terms, times negative 2, which we know is positive 4. Now, we have to remember that all of this is still multiplied by this 3 out front, and you still have to add 1 at the end. So we're going to take that 3 and we're going to distribute it for all of these terms. So we have 3x squared minus 6x minus 6x plus 12, and then all of that still plus 1. Now we have some terms here that we combine, so we'll combine these two negative 6x's and we'll combine the 12 and the 1. So our final equation will be 3x squared minus 12x plus 13. And now we see that we have our equation in y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So we have gotten it in the standard equation that we want. Now this one was a little tricky because you had to take it in vertex form, you have to multiply it by itself, you have to square it. When you come down here in the intercept form, it's already broken out into the pieces that you have to multiply. So we just start off and the first thing we do is we FOIL. So we go to our first terms and we have x times x. So we have x squared plus our outside terms, which is x and negative 5, so minus 5x. Then we go to our inside terms, which is 1 and x, so plus x. And then finally, we go to our last terms, which is 1 and negative 5, which when we multiply together, we get negative 5. Now, just like this first one, we have to remember that this whole thing is still multiplied by a negative 2. So we're going to go ahead and distribute this negative 2 to all 4 of these terms, and we end up with negative 2x squared plus 10x minus 2x plus 10. Now we still have terms that we can combine, which is our 10x and our negative 2x. So we have negative 2x squared plus 8x plus 10. And now this is in the form that we want because we have our A, our B, and our C. So that shows you that it's really easy to move from either your vertex form or your intercept form into the standard form as long as you remember to FOIL.